Hey, this is our most famous Sasquatch. It's from the outdoor and with the Morgan. Went over the other day, threw it in the back of my pickup truck. Mike had it for about 3 or 4 years. Didn't have time to put any finish or anything on it. He's still in pretty good shape. Just going to do a little bit of scuffing up, some floppy wheeling. We've got a new bristle floppy with wheel type thing we're going to try out on this guy. So it's easy to clean these up if you don't let them get too far.
Bill Schaudt would creations. We bring logs to life.
So let's go over Sasquatch's diagnosis. My buddy Dustin Driver did the rough out for this probably 4 or 5 years ago. The sign's going to be the easiest thing. Probably going to repaint it first and then use the finish on there so it doesn't bleed in, and it's a nice piece of oak, and then just grind that all off or sand it off, probably with the palm sander, and that'll be an easy one. This was a pretty big crack, so obviously they like the crack in the center because that's the way the wood dries. The outside dries first, got nowhere to go. So we're going to put a big shim in right there, and this is hollow through here too, so that makes it like a little bit of a weak point. So we'll put that in there, and that'll and now that this is at this age, it's going to be done doing its thing. So when you first get them brand new, they're still really moist and damp, and they shrink about 18% and they lose about 40% of their weight. So I'm like, man, I swear that carving was bigger. Well, it was bigger, you know. Those are pretty big numbers that change in size. So, and why that is, all the veins going up and down are full of liquids, and as that shrinks, that whole carving shrinks towards the center. The bottom is kind of in the dirt pretty good, so we're going to do some work with that. So I'm going to just have to dig into that part and see what we got. So that one's a mystery yet, what's going to happen down there. The other littler cracks, if depending on the size, we've got some shims for them, and then we also mix up sawdust with glue and fill those smaller cracks in. So this guy's kind of on the board, and this one's going to be a little bit more of a son of a gun since it twists and turns so much to get a shim in. And if it's a vertical shim, I try to build a vertical shim that goes that way. If it's end grain, I'll put the shim up so the end grain goes at the end grain. Some guys just pop little shims in all the way. That's a little easier way. I like the look of mine better, but on a crooked thing like this, that might just get filled in on that one. And the back's got a nice crack down the center. And I always put like a nice spine in the back, and I kind of do that by design. You can see this is like the biggest crack. So what I'm trying to do, it doesn't always work. Wood does what wood does, you know. I dug that in pretty deep, hoping the crack would go down the back and not through the front of the Sasquatch. And really, we just have the little one in the hand. And so this took most of the stress off right down through here. And you got these big old butt cheeks there to help make the cracks work out good. Okay, folks, we're going to use every trick in the book to give him a new, beautiful makeover. So I want to kind of get as long a shim in here as I can. So right here at this butt crack, we got a little attached piece of wood. It keeps kind of in the way for the shim. So I'm going to sneak in here with this saw real gentle like. There we go. Just kind of give it a little cleanup. Sometimes the advantage, if you use the saw, you can use the same size shim the whole way through. I'm going to lean this guy over just to let the glue run down in the crack a little bit easier instead of running down his leg so much. You know what? He's lost some weight. That's funny as I'll get out. I need his diet plan. There it is. I would say that's OSHA approved right there anywhere. All right, so we're going to go like so. So. All right, we're looking pretty good. I tell you what, I got lucky on that one. So I'll take the oscillating tool next and cut this off, and we'll pull it all back out. We're going to use a Gorilla Glue in here because it expands really well. Got the angle, the dangle right there. We'll see. It's stuff sloppy no matter what you do. We're going to pop this out of here. And we're going to glue her. Oh boy, Bill, don't make a mess. Give her a little lovey tap. Look at that. See, that crack looked big and scary, and it took just seconds to kind of fix that up. All right, we're all foamed up. You can kind of see how it's looking. It's been about an hour. It's already getting pretty tightened up. So we're going to flip this baby over and do the other side. So this one's kind of small. It's, let's just call it not shim worthy, right? It's a little bit too little. So we're going to go with the glue, and we have white pine sawdust in the sander because we sand it all the time. I'm trying not to get it everywhere. Go to the sawdust. There we go. We got a little excess off there. All right, gloves are way overrated. There, oh, look at that. He's got battle scars. Sasquatch got battle scars. He was fighting with the Yeti. Kind of got an unusual problem with the hand here. Was originally thinking of just throwing a shim in there, but then it makes that one finger like jumbo sized, right? So I think I'm gonna chop this part off and see what we got. Like a glove, like a glove. And basically I'm just going to hold that really good till the glue dries. Nice thing with that, even if I bump that with a saw, it's so thin, really it's not like murdering my saw blade. I know someone's probably going to ask about this gun. This used to be really, really rare. This is my second one. You can see this is just like baby needles. You're shooting baby needles. Great thing about them, they don't split. You can do teeny, teeny, tiny stuff with that and not split. You could pretty much shoot a toothpick down with those. For repair work, this is awesome. And Barb uses the crap out of these with her different crafts that she makes. So nice thing to have around. We don't use it all the time, but when you need it, you definitely need it. All right. Cool.
Hey there, friend, where you been hiding out? Heard you been staying up in the mountains now. Been wondering where you've gone and disappeared. Folks been asking about you around here. Where you been? Where you been? Haven't seen you since way back when. Where you been? Where you been? Hope you're happy wherever you've been. Where you been? Used to see you wandering down by the creek. Now the forest is quiet, ain't heard you for weeks. But I got a feeling that you're doing just fine. Maybe you find yourself some peace of mind. Where you been? Where you been? Haven't seen you since way back when. Where you been? Where you been? Hope you're happy wherever you've been. Where you been? Words that you're smiling again these days. Found your way out of that lonely haze. Maybe them tall trees been treating you right. Maybe you're sleeping real good at night. Where you been? Where you been? Haven't seen you since way back when. Where you been?
We got Sasquatch kind of hanging out, chilling right now. So, you know, as we were moving through the process of wanting to refinish them and get a really nice finish job, I had chancers kind of do the smooth stuff. In certain spots of the Sasquatch, we could get the finish off with the bristle brush, but then other spots were hard and sticky and wouldn't go. Pretty much made a decision to break the saw out, and I was just started from scratch and scuffed all the old finish off with the sauce. So it kind of adjusted our plan a couple times, and then the more we got messing around with that base, there really wasn't any saving the base. So we did a executive decision and chopped off the feet and going to go put a new base on the bottom. So that's kind of where we're at. But it took me about 5 tanks of fuel to get most of the finish that you see off the Sasquatch off. So that took a little bit of time. Hey, we're back here in my favorite place, the log yard. So we sawmill over there. We grab our logs for carving and sawmilling both here. I've got a lot of longer, narrower logs over there. I put a lot of the big fat boys over here to the right, and we need one of the big fat boys for Mr. Morgan's Sasquatch. So I'm thinking this candidate right here. So I always cut the end off to get a clean look of what's going on. We needed at least 25 for Mike's, and we're 27.5 here on this guy. And look at that, 27 there. Looks a little nicer if you have like a return around the outside, not just jammed over the edge. So it looks like this baby's gonna work. So Mike's new base, step one, we got the cookie up here for the base. So I'm gonna take my favorite old Husqvarna 550 right here, which is most logs that we do about 16 inches and under. I use this saw all the time. I have about 6 of them. One nice thing about this saw, I got it converted over to 3/8 so I can get the smaller bar on it. It's a real inexpensive bar. Just got to remember to keep up on the grease or you'll trash the tip really quick. So what I'm going to do with this guy is just clean all the guck off here, nice and clean. And instead of carrying that heavy saw all around, I'm going to use this little Echo 2511 to make the bark. And I just keep this bar stock exactly for making bark, simple feathers, and I do tons of fur with it. That's the only thing I use it for. It's not, in my opinion, great for like cutting wood or whatever, but I just use the tip and work the outside and saves my back. The other thing I got here is my handy dandy pump jack. Pick her up and I'm not bent over. And changing your angles around so you're not, they call it, hey, my chiropractor calls it, Bill, you're at the 3/4 bend. I spend my entire day bent over like this, walking around in a circle, not the best for your back.
Where you been?
Got little fuzzies on here, it's all dried up. So we're gonna hit them with the torch in a little bit and scrub all that, and that's going to be a lot of his color, and get rid of all the fuzzies, and it smooths everything together and gets rid of those sharp edges. So hey, he's reading our new book that Greg made. Oh yeah, Bill Schaudt Wood Creations book. It's our picture book. So it's got all of our newer pictures in it. We have an older one also. So anyhow, old Sassy's taking a little reading lesson. He's down. We're guardianing him out of here. He's going. Oh, they got to bring him back to life, just like Frosty the Snowman. Here we go. Squatch is going. It's a chilly morning in western Pennsylvania. Can't quite get your breath to freeze yet, but it's getting there. So hey, this is like the little first step of about a 3-step process. So putting this gray on here, and I don't want it heavy, so we are putting a little on and wiping it off. I want it to look like a stain. Then Greg is going to come back in here later today and do some dry brushing with some other colors. Going to add some browns and probably a little bit of white highlights over top of this gray. So got up early this morning and going to get this coat on so it dries. It is a little chilly in here. I might put it in the shop, but trying not to let it soak in and get too sunk in here. I'm just trying to get this light gray where you can kind of see highlights, the lights and lows. So I did a little burn, a little scrub, but I didn't burn real crazy. We want to keep this thing kind of light and cheery and look like an old, beat up old stump that Sasquatch is going to stand on for the rest of his life. So this is where we're at. So we're going like so, get it on there, try to get it in all the little nooks and crannies. Then I'm going to turn around and I try to get a rag that's a bunch of fuzzies don't come off of, right? And then we're just going to wipe that down before it gets all in there. And see how we kind of got a white coming. And the gray. So I just do a little section at a time, and we add all those other colors. So it's an old sun faded gray is what we're looking for here with multiple colors. We're working on a plan to how to get this big heavy base. So about a 10-inch high base. We do have these guys, which are a weird size. They're 11, in which I think we might have talked about before. So I pre-drilled some holes underneath. We just got to center this all in here right. Do not miss the feet. We can't be missing the feet. But everything is pretty heavy. So I'm using my little pump jack I got from Harbor Freight right here to pump it to the right height. We got the center line of the feet drawn on the base. So we'll see if me and Gray can muster this puppy in there. We have a little wiggle room, but not a whole lot. Okay. Whoop. Oh, you want to hear? What's that? Yeah, take whatever you need. Whoop, whoop. Your corner was off on his heel, unless I got to twist it. You follow me?
This foot's off right.
I got a lot of foot right here.
Can you grab that?
I can lock this like that.
Put a screw in to
hold the bottom. Yep.
This is really close.
Okay, got it. Okay, the handy dandy chuck didn't hold the bit, so now I got to chase after it. So it's in this hole. Here's my custom deluxe homemade tool. See if I can get her out of here. Maybe a permanent attachment till we stand it. Oh, here we go. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on. Who's your daddy? Come on. I can't believe you're not coming out. Oh, no. I feel it. I can hear it hitting. Oh, ah! We got it. It's here. Right there it is, folks. Hey, it's supposed to stay on there. The only thing I can think of, it got caught on the wood and the wood pulled the chuck back, but we'll see what happens. Hey, it's called toe jam. See if the old man's got enough butt to get this up here. Remember I said we'll be good as long as nothing slides? Well, she slid, but we rode her out. Sassy got a new base. He bigger now. He bigger. That's awesome. All right, now to get a little bit of stain on her and get her shined up and ready to go home.
Folks were running holler when they catch a glimpse. Now he's walking taller, got himself convinced that the weight he's been carrying don't have to drag him down. Oh, Bigfoot's got his swagger back, dancing through the timber track. No more hiding in the brush and weeds, he's free as any man can be. Stomping to his own beat now, making peace with who he is somehow. Old Bigfoot's got a swagger back. Used to keep the shadows, never make a sound. Ashamed of all the stories that were going on around. But he looked in that creek one morning clear, saw himself reflected, shed his final tear. Cause the truth was always standing there, just waiting to be found. Old Bigfoot's got his swagger back, dancing through the timber track. No more hiding in the brush and weeds, he's free as any man can be. Stomping to his own beat now, making peace with who he is somehow. Old Bigfoot's got his swagger back. Sometimes we all feel like monsters in a world that don't understand. But there's beauty in being different when you learn to make your stand. Now the forest echoes with a joyful sound. Birds sing along when he comes around, what they used to fear, they've come to respect. A gentle giant with his head.
Hey, he's all done. He's looking great. I think we ought to name him Lazarus since we brought him back from the dead. About 5 years ago, I dropped this guy off. Hey, I was a whole different person then. I was 70 pounds heavier. I'm like a whole third grader lighter now. When I went to pick this guy up, figured, hey, we could do a little quick fix up and be out of there. But, you know, the more we dug into it, the more little nicks and knacks we got into it. Filled in all the cracks with wedges, and the base was a lot worse than I thought it was going to be. I think what happened, Mike was in a hurry building his building, just happened to pop it down, and they covered rocks around it, and it just pulled up all kinds of moisture from the ground. So he decided to come up, and we did a whole new base. So that took a little more time. Him hawed around about that one for a little bit. What's the right decision to do? I love this color. We put it in different series. We started with clear, then we went with a color, then final coat of clear. Now I like totally switching that base. I love going to this new gray base, what's multicolored. Then you're not trying to do brown, and it competes with so many animals you do that have fur on them. So really excited about getting this out and see what people have to say. All right, this fellow's heading to the outdoor with the Morgans. Hey, check out his channel. Wasn't for him, we would have never got started doing our own YouTube channel. And if you don't mind, check out our channel, Bill Schaudt Wood Creations. We make cool content like this all the time. We'll be making more Sassies and numerous other crazy projects.